I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Stroke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and Sunday, very early today. It's because I want to take tonight off. It's Sunday, Sunday fun day for me. Not because I'm going out to eat tonight, so I want to go somewhere, eat something, and just enjoy the evening. It's been raining all day today, throughout the morning, and I just haven't been feeling so good with the weather. And I decided, let me just come in here, have a smoke, have a nice, beautiful rolled up smoke. Smells good. And it's just another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I don't have any news set up yet, which is a good and bad thing because then I have to do everything now by manual, which is okay. I wanted to catch up on a few things. Let's see. See what's going on in the news. Let me see. There's a lot of stuff going on, to be honest with you. It says Trump goes after liberal cities, orders homeless to be removed from streets. They shouldn't be in the streets. They should have proper homes. I don't understand how there's so much homelessness, and yet there's no solution or resolution to that problem. I mean, it should be easy to take care of. It's not something that you could do. Tiny houses, you could do apartment complexes. You can do so much with the money that they get, like on a yearly basis, and yet they don't have money to help out the less fortunate. Is very, very sad and very very disturbing. and I wish things could get better, and who knows, within time, maybe it'll get better. But as of right now, it's not good, you know. Um, Let me see. I'm just checking out the news real quick. Um, Actually, let me go over here. Okay, we could watch that. I guess I have a little update on the alligator Alcatraz. We used to watch a little update on the alligator Alcatraz. Um, but they think this is the Four Seasons. Like they were gonna stay in these beautiful hotels before they get deported, and you got another thing coming. You're not gonna be staying at the Ritz Carlton. You're staying at the Camp City in Alligator Alcatraz. You know, under Biden, you might have gotten the Ritz, but under Trump, you're gonna get the shits. You're getting the alligators as your neighbors. Um, and it's just that's what it is. Um, okay, there's a ice one I want to watch here. Um, there's just a lot of weird news. Nothing too crazy, but it's just a lot of weirdness. That stabbing yesterday was wild. Wasn't that wild? I think 11 people got stabbed. Um, and I think there's five in serious condition, and six of them are in critical condition that are fighting for their lives. That's a story that we need more. They haven't even released the name of the individual. I mean, I saw a picture of what the person looks like, but I have not seen them post a name of the individual who committed the crime. I mean, that stabbing, it's uncalled for. I mean, to go inside a Walmart and stab up 11 people, it could have been more. It could have been more if it wasn't for good Samaritans that had their guns on them and actually, prevented more. I think this is a confrontation. Yes, witnesses confront Michigan Walmart mass stabbing. Okay, we're gonna watch this one because this is a raw footage, but it's only 28 seconds. Ugh, that sucks. They couldn't put out more. At least we'll get to see what the person looks like. All right, so let's put this over here because I like to say this is a Walmart one. So this pause here. My videos they play by themselves. I don't understand YouTube anymore. It's like they should it should be set up that I start the videos, not when the window opens that they start the videos on itself. You should be able to hit play. I don't know if there's a setup. Let me see if there's a setting for that. No, there's no settings for that. Man, YouTube, that sucks. Because like I usually will have this ready at the beginning, but I was running a little behind because I took a shower before coming on here, and I enjoyed a nice warm shower. But that's okay. We'll go little by little here. What's this one? Okay. This is the FBI investigates, and then we got this one over here. No, but that's the illegals. We'll watch the illegals later. Okay, so got this. Let's come over here. Actually, let's just come down here. Let's change this up here. There's a lot of things you got to do, like behind the scenes, in order for all this to work properly here. And sometimes you got to be really quick with your fingers, which I'm not because I have carpal tunnel. So, it is what it is. Let's listen to this.
I do want to turn it over now to this live image that we are getting over in Traverse City, Michigan, and we are following this developing story. 11 people were stabbed at a Walmart here in Traverse City. This happened just yesterday on Saturday, with 6 of those who were stabbed in critical condition in what a Michigan sheriff said appeared to be a random act. Now, a suspect was in custody as of last check. It happened around 4:45 p.m. local time there. A 42-year-old man entered the store and used a folding knife to stab 11 people, the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office said in a statement on social media. A sheriff's deputy arrived within minutes and took the man into custody, and people in the store also helped apprehend the suspect and treat victims. The sheriff's office continued in that statement. Now, the victims' ages were not immediately released. The Associated Press here reporting that emergency vehicles and uniformed first responders gathered in the parking lot of a shopping center that houses several other retail stores. Now, authorities also were seen interviewing employees still wearing blue uniform vests and name tags nearby as the response gave way to an investigation. Tiffany DeFell, a 36-year-old who lives in Honor, about 25 miles from Traverse City, said she was in the store's parking lot when she saw chaos erupt around her. A Munson Healthcare said via social media that 11 people were being treated at the region's largest hospital in northern Michigan. Spokesperson there said all were stabbing victims. 6 people were in critical condition and 5 were in serious condition late Saturday. We are still waiting for an update on this Sunday morning on the latest regarding those victims and their conditions. I do want to head over to some social media posts here. First, let's get to the governor over in Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, saying this on X, quote, "I'm in touch with law enforcement about the horrible news out of Traverse City. Our thoughts are with the victims and
Hey, Seven.
from this
How you been,
brutal
buddy?
act of violence. I'm grateful to the first responders for their swift response and to apprehend the suspect. That suspect is in custody." The governor there going on to say, "I will continue monitoring the situation closely."
Okay, so
and then some more social media posts here. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino saying this, that FBI personnel are responding to provide any necessary support to the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office in their investigation of the attacks at that Walmart. Heading back out live to that image that we have right now over in Traverse City. Now, this is the Walmart where that happened. Traverse City is a popular vacation spot on the coast of Lake Michigan. It is known for its cherry festival, wineries, and lighthouses. It's about 25 miles east of Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lake Shore. So we are following this very closely here at Live Now from Fox. As you can see, a pretty quiet morning, but still some law enforcement vehicles out there this morning. You can see the Lansing forensic vehicle down there in the distance.
Wow. I mean, a lot of people got stabbed up. That's how I know for sure. I do have a video of that confrontation of these individuals. Let me bring it over here to this video. It's 28 seconds, so you can get to see the interaction outside after the stabbings occurred inside the Walmart.
Throw the knife that way! Throw it away! Throw it away! Hey, he hasn't dropped it. Put it down!
Holy shit, this guy stabbed up a whole bunch of people. Look, that's the guy right there. The guy with the hat. The black hat, that's him. Let me see if they have a better.
Drop it! Throw the knife that way! Throw it away! Throw it away! Hey, he hasn't dropped it. Put it down!
Yeah, I don't know what he is, Seven. He looks like a white guy. I'm just saying, a black man is subduing him. I didn't hear nothing in the news about a black man in dread pulling out a gun to do the subject. I mean, the news is a bunch of hypocrites as it is. They're fucking. Oh, I can't stand the news sometimes. But look, that's him. So, I mean, there was. I mean, what can we say? It's like It's not a good thing. Why is my computer going slow? I don't know what is going on here. Um, but it seems like I saw a video here earlier. Let me see if I could bring it up. That had a closer look. I don't want to see the whole video, but I want to see the close up of that individual. Let me see if I can find it. This is gonna be fun because now I gotta look for it. No. I guess this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. Here it is. Look, this is one of the guys that was breaking. G is This is, who is this? JLR investigates. Um, Let me show you what the guy looks like. So this guy doesn't even look Muslim. I'm just saying he just doesn't look Muslim to me. He looks like a bum. He could be Muslim. He could be. I mean, but with that face,
I'm a criminal record.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't have a name, so I can't like investigate what he is. But that's a close up picture of what the guy looks like. Maybe he converted to Muslim. Who knows? What this guy is or who he is. I mean, they have not given out any names of this individual. No details. No nothing. The only thing we know that he's 42 years old. That's it. And it's already been over 24 hours since this event has happened, and yet no names. So, take it with a grain of rice. I mean, all reports right now is speculative, but we'll see later on if they come up with a name for this individual, and we could tackle what the hell happened in Traverse City, Michigan. It's sad. For something like this, like I go to Walmart. I'm pretty sure all of us have been into a Walmart before, and I don't like going when it's busy at all. I hate going like Saturdays, Sundays. No, you won't catch me at a Walmart. Hell no, unless I will go on a weekend, but it has to be extremely early. We're talking about like 6:45, 7 in the morning. I am a early bird. I do wake up at 6 in the morning every day, and I tend to take a nap in the mid morning, but I do wake up at 6 in the morning, and I like to get my things accomplished early. And one is like if I needed to get some stuff or pick up a couple of groceries, because usually the grocery stores out here and where I live, they open like around 7:30, and Walmart opens at 6. So I tend to want to go to Walmart because I could get there at 6:30 and start my shopping, and by the time I'm done at 7, I'm already heading home. So, but that's wild that you go in there, minding your own business, picking up the things that you need, and all of a sudden you got this guy coming around stabbing people. I mean, don't come to me with that shit, because I swear to you, I'll grab whatever's near me and I will throw it at you. And I'm usually in the candle section, so you don't want to get hit by a candle. Because Rick has a lot of candles. Yeah, I like to browse around the candle area and smell the candles, and do my shopping and so forth. It's like a little routine that I do, and I pick up certain things, and I head home. But if someone comes at me with a knife, I'm grabbing whatever's next to me. I don't care if it could be a baseball bat. I'll grab that motherfucker and I'll hit him as hard as I can. And trust me, I'm aiming for the fences. Because I'm gonna knock you out. Yeah. But let's go ahead and pull up another story here. Let me get it set up. We got a couple of stories here to set up. Some is on the legal immigrants. It's gonna be about the ICE. With Alligator Alley, the Alligator Alcatraz. Then we got to check out some of the systems out in the Atlantic. The Atlantic is pretty quiet right now, but I think it's going to get active in October. I think it's going to be a really active hurricane season. It only takes one to really fuck everything up. You know, it is what it is. We can check this out too, because I want to see this one. This one's a crazy story that we all need to see. This is the reason why I just don't fly, and I don't want to fly right now. It's because of the chaos at these airlines. I think they're doing it on purpose. Like the maintenance, it's very shitty at the moment at the airports. All airlines maintenance is being sabotaged. That's what I believe. I believe there's a conspiracy and treasonous things happening behind the scenes at these airports with all these airlines and them catching fire. Let's check out this one. This is American Airlines. Holy shit, that guy fell. Oh, that lady fell. She busted her ass. Yeah, a plane on fire. Yeah, I wonder why they don't want to say if he's Muslim or what. What manifesto?
No, no, he's not.
Oh, that guy fell with his daughter. She busted her ass. Oh, poor kid. But you're lucky that this plane is not in the air. And this plane was supposed to take off. This plane was getting ready to take off. And it caught fire right before takeoff. These people are more than lucky. They're exiting way too slow. What are these people doing? Grabbing their bags and walking out with this shit? Like, are you kidding me? I don't know. People are just... You're supposed to just get the fuck out the plane. Leave everything behind. You get it later. You know, they'll give it to you later. Why would they be coming out with bags full of shit? And I mean, when there's an emergency and your plane's on fire, you're not going to take and stop and be like, hold on, I got to get my bags. I got to get my coat. I have to get all this stuff. And are you kidding me? Get the fuck out the plane. Get the fuck off the plane. I'll push you if you was to do that in front of me. If you're trying to grab your bag and the fucking plane's on fire, I'm gonna punch you in the face and I'm gonna say, get the fuck going. You know, move your ass. Like crazy? I don't know, man. People are just so weird. Let's check out let me make this tab here. Let's make it big. And let's check it out together. This is about the illegals ponder Home Depot ICE deports entire superstore in minutes. Are you kidding me? The title is just wild. But let's check it out together.
Hey, leave him alone! Why are you gonna miss me? He's a U.S. citizen.
This was a guy who said he was a U.S. citizen fleeing from federal agents after they say he slashed the tires on one of their vehicles.
So over the past few weeks, it's become normal for activists to take on ICE when they make arrests at places like Home Depot. However, these agitators are now outraged, accusing the Trump administration of throwing out the rule book by ordering agents to stop deporting illegal immigrants and instead arrest anyone who gets in their way, which, as you're about to see, has become a major obstacle to the plans of those who hate law enforcement.
Take a look. As soon as we pulled up to a local Home Depot out here, suspected illegal immigrants started taking off running in all different directions as soon as they saw federal agents. That led to several different foot pursuits.
The video shows masked agents arresting at least one man.
Be careful.
this could happen to you. This could happen to your family.
Be
It's not
careful what?
about you being
If they
legal
came
or
in and
illegal
illegal,
anymore. It's about you being brown.
you're gonna
My
get
husband would have
caught.
never gotten targeted if he was white.
In the video that Andrea shared, you can hear one of the agents
'cause
saying that
he's
Jose
illegal.
flattened a tire.
White
Listen
people
to this
are
clip.
never illegal here.
KCRA3 obtained these images of the tires allegedly slashed.
What is it like for the ICE officers today? Because I wouldn't want to do this job right now.
It's hard for them right now because when you have these lunatic leftists that are out there antagonizing crowds, calling on violence on ICE officers, you have elected officials calling on violence and the doxing of ICE officers. It's extremely stressful. It's stressful on them, stressful on their families. Records checks came back on one of the guys already, showing that he is an aggravated felon with a prior conviction for.
Oh boy.
So one of the men who ambushed ICE agents in Texas was caught after a week on the run. But what nobody's talking about is people like this,
this
they
guy.
could become heroes
Guy
to
lives
the
in New York.
progressive militants in our country who
If I'm not
hate
mistaken.
law enforcement and don't want to see them succeed, if they're allowed to keep assaulting them, which now looks to be a terrible idea, as federal agents who make America safe and get crooks off the streets are now allowed to do more than just arrest the targets of their operations, which means in addition to tracking down federal fugitives in the country illegally, they can stop what they're doing and arrest anybody who interferes. And it's about time, because if you or I were to interfere with a local police traffic stop on the side of a random street somewhere, we'd be in the back of that police car faster than the person they pulled over. Yet somehow immigration officers are expected to react differently. Of course they can't do that. And if ICE can't stand its ground, dangerous fugitives will continue to escape and then go on to possibly harm the law-abiding as they flee into sanctuary strongholds and progressive cities across America, places they use as bases to plan and commit criminal activity anywhere they want. And this brings us to the real reason we're getting so many news reports of ICE arresting and detaining U.S. citizens. These are people in America legally who are engaging in illegal behavior. And when Americans get in the faces of federal officers, they now face dire consequences, as they should, because this type of activity just puts everyone at risk. The agitators themselves, law enforcement officers, and even the fugitive who federal agents are trying to safely bring into custody. And you know what's fascinating? When you watch these arrests, in the absence of activists, they're usually quite orderly and peaceful, even if the fugitive is incredibly dangerous. But when activists show up at a place like Home Depot, when ICE is there arresting criminals, this is what happens.
Where are you gonna face me? He's a U.S. citizen. He's a U.S. citizen.
Well, then why the fuck is he doing what he's doing?
He's a U.S. citizen. Don't touch me. That's my husband.
So here you have a group of federal agents in tactical gear making an arrest. And what does this person do? She inserts herself in the situation. That is incredibly dangerous. And if any of us did this to a local officer conducting their business, we'd be arrested too. Everyone knows that. You don't involve yourself with police when they're trying to take down someone who's dangerous. Even if they're your husband and you're trying to hide the fact that they just tried to injure officers by destroying the tires of their vehicle. And what's fascinating about this is these activists who are criminals. That's who and what they are. They seem to think if they stop being criminals, the world as we know it will end.
A man's on his way to work when he drives up to the scene, and there's chaos and there's protests and an ICE raid on a California
Don't
farm.
go near this.
That's when things went wrong for U.S. citizen and Army veteran George Redez Jr. George works as a security guard at the Glass House Farms in
Here's his
Camarillo.
car.
And you can see his white car right here being blocked by a wall of agents. He exited his car and
he became part of what turned into a riot. If you don't want to get arrested and you see a line of federal agents in tactical gear, just stay away from them. Don't drive your car right up to them. Get out of your vehicle and get in their faces and join in with all of this nonsense. Yet, as you're about to see, this is the normal behavior of activists all over the country. They see something happening and they just have to get involved, throwing themselves themselves at law enforcement to try and help federal fugitives escape justice. Fugitives they don't even know about. People who've got rap sheets that make them so dangerous they shouldn't be anywhere in society. And oftentimes, just like the person in this CNN video, these are people driving by on their way somewhere else or on their way to engage in some normal activity. They see something going on, and what do? They just shoot right for it. This is at the Home Depot.
That's my husband.
Yup.
That's my husband. He's a U.S. citizen.
And he's a criminal. Look, there he is. Getting arrested.
Yeah, he popped the tires of their car. So, hello, he's
look at how close she gets.
I don't care if he's a U.S. citizen or not.
He's my husband.
He popped the tires of the federal agent's vehicle. So, no, get the fuck out the way.
This woman should be arrested, too.
Yeah, she should be arrested. That's interference.
That's my husband.
Get out of here.
She could have wound up in that van. And these agents, they are so patient. I don't even know if I have that level of patience. And to be honest with you,
I don't.
Since she got away with this, she was allowed to then get on TV and tell the cameras how awful and bigoted this entire event was. And what's fascinating is she obviously believes what she's saying, even though she just saw her husband, who, yes, is a U.S. citizen, but also tried to slash the tires on this vehicle, something that could have put everybody in danger if that vehicle had started up with people inside of it who didn't know it had been compromised. Yet even after being part of this terrible altercation, these activists want the world to believe that ICE is in the wrong.
But it's still unclear why Border Patrol agents arrested her husband.
Unclear.
Take a listen.
Be careful. This could happen to you. This could happen to your family. It's not about you.
It's
being
about
legal
attacking
or
police
illegal anymore. It's about you being brown.
No, it's not.
My husband would have never gotten targeted if he was white.
I know
If he wasn't brown, he would have never gotten
Or
targeted.
if he didn't attack police officers when they were trying to do their job. I mean, why are we leaving that out? Why do we want some scam to get on the news and be broadcast all over the place? I don't even blame the news. This woman is willing to stand there and lie to the faces of the news reporters while filming this entire thing and providing evidence to the news that incriminates her and demolishes her entire story.
We knew of the fears because of the president and everything that he's been doing.
Don't blame the president.
We know that our people are being targeted. Like, we knew all of that, but we never thought it would be us because we're safe, right?
Agents took Castillo into custody after a brief foot chase in the parking lot where they took him to the ground. In the video that Andrea shared, you can hear one of the agents saying that Jose flattened a tire. Listen to this clip.
He just flattened a tire.
KCRA3 obtained these images of the
multiple news networks had this clip, and these guys here, Channel 3, they were the ones that put this clip out there. Good on them, because you know what? That's the real story here. And here she is telling the news that we knew there was fear. We knew this was happening, but we didn't know this was happening because her story is fake. You see how this works? Fake story exists as proof that this is actually happening when the stories themselves turn out to be hoaxes once they're investigated. And this isn't the first time we've seen this happen. A U.S. citizen got detained in a Home Depot parking lot just a couple of weeks ago for behaving in a very similar manner. And this is all being done to make the American people think that they are at risk from President Trump and from immigration enforcement, even if they've got legal status to be here. It's ridiculous. And what's really fascinating in this footage, you can see that there are multiple news crews filming this. And it's pretty smart of Border Patrol to get an actual network to come with them and cover things from their perspective, because if they don't do that, there is no PR machine that can keep up with the amount of lies that are being broadcast with activists knowingly not telling the truth in front of a TV camera.
A guy
she's in the pink.
Fleeing
That's
from
her
federal
running.
agents after they say he slashed the tires on one of their vehicles. You'll see him running away. He then gets taken to the ground and he tangles with agents while he's on the ground. It appeared he kind of lunged at one of them. His wife was yelling at agents the whole time, saying he's a U.S. citizen. The agent said, too bad. He slashed one of our tires. And then take a look at these photos here. We do have photos of the vehicle that had the tire slashed. There was one puncture mark.
Look at that.
It quickly deflated and the agents had to drive out of the area on their rims.
It requires a pretty good deal of force to slash a tire.
Yeah.
So you've really got to mean it. That's was not an accidental slashing right here. I mean, look at that.
You should see the gash.
This guy had a tool with him And he's probably just waiting for an opportunity to do this. But the most ridiculous part of all of this is that we can see her on the Fox cameras running after her husband.
Yeah,
she
look
was
at her
probably
running
right next to him when he did this. And, part of me wonders if her camera that filmed his arrest also filmed what he did to that police car, and we either haven't seen that video yet or may never see it. It's very fascinating how close she is to him when he's trying to evade federal agents, almost as if she's an accessory to this crime. But the good news is ICE is no longer supposed to ignore stuff like this. The president told them that if activists get up in their faces when they're trying to do targeted enforcement, that they're supposed to arrest those people too. And that's a good thing, because somebody who's willing to do
people there?
this
What are they
slash
doing
police
there?
car tires, that person's dangerous. That person shouldn't be on the streets roaming around doing who knows what.
ICE officers today, because I wouldn't want to do this job right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
I would like to do
Well,
it.
it's one great thing is
If I
men and
was
women of
young-
ICE are extremely brave, and you see that every day with the criminal
Like
aliens
how
that
it
they
was in my
remove.
20s?
It's hard for them
Oh,
right now,
man, I would
because
have
when you
so much
have
fun being an
these
ICE agent.
lunatic leftists that are out there antagonizing crowds, calling on violence on
That's
ICE officers,
terrible,
you have
man.
elected officials calling on violence and the doxing of ICE officers. It's extremely stressful. It's stressful on them. It's stressful on their families, their coworkers, and all they want to do is their law enforcement mission. Yet they are being villainized and demonized for doing their lawful law enforcement job that they signed up for. I've had the opportunity to serve for 4 presidents, and I've never seen the rhetoric like it is right now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that he's been around for 4 different presidents. That means that the ICE director isn't somebody that the president brought in as part of his transition team. No, this guy's a career law enforcement expert, and he's nonpartisan. He's doing the same job he did for the Biden administration, and nobody protested people getting deported then. All he and ICE want to do is keep the country safe. When they leave to go and arrest somebody, even if it's at a Home Depot, they had a good reason for being there. And if these activists are going to give them another one by getting in their faces and trying to hurt people, well, now they've got another reason for being there. And a fascinating angle to all of this is this Batman versus the Joker analogy. This article talks about how these type of activities are guaranteed to keep happening as progressive agitators have no plan to moderate their positions on anything. Their only plan right now is to double down on radicalism in successive escalations. And we're already seeing it. First, it was to protest ICE. Then it was to block their vehicles. Now it's to immobilize their vehicles and attack the officers themselves. It's truly terrifying, but this activism is only going in one direction. They're not backing down from this.
I'm very proud to say that I work for ICE, and to have to take off my polo or, hide behind so that way my family is not put in danger or my colleagues are not put in danger. And I'm very, like I said, proud to work for ICE, and to have to kind of put my polo down or my badge away.
That's awful.
For, for the safety of us.
This is what the mayor of Chicago said.
Oh, the mayor of Chicago.
I don't want it to be lost that we are living in unprecedented times. It should not be lost that the president of the United States of America is using ICE as his own militarized force to engender and institute anxiety and fear.
Oh, my goodness.
How do you respond to that?
There's people who believe that. There's people who see the mayor of a major U.S. city get on TV and lie to the cameras, who actually believe this stuff and then go and do it themselves. That's exactly what we're watching here. We literally are watching people who know better, refuse to tell the truth, and then we're watching people who filmed themselves committing a crime, lie about what they just filmed and sent to the news. It's crazy. But don't be fooled. Most Americans are very happy that law enforcement is out there getting dangerous criminals and people who decide to become dangerous criminals and get in the faces of law enforcement off the streets. These are people who for years have gotten away with attacking their own local police. These are people who hate law enforcement. And you know something, if law enforcement doesn't deal with these agitators now, eventually these agitators, they're going to deal with us. What do you think about that? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
That's just wild. All that that's going on, it's just nonsense. It's all theater. It's all, playing the victim. Like, look at the shirt that I'm wearing. It's the MAGA shirt, but the MAGA it's a different meaning. It's not make America great again. It's make accountability great again. And these shirts, you can purchase them over at Tyson De La Cruz If you go over to his channel, subscribe and leave a like on his videos, and you can see in his store, he's selling these shirts, make accountability great again. I actually came up with the idea. I gave him my thoughts and how I wanted it and stuff, and he put it into a shirt. So it's like a collaboration between me and Tyson De La Cruz. Tyson's a really good people, man. I like his reporting. Actually, I know he came out with a story last night, so I'm gonna bring that up before the end of the show. I'll play it. Let's go over to the story here because this ties in with everything that's going on with this immigration problem we have. Not only here, but this is a worldwide problem. You know, UK is having this problem. Spain is having this problem. You got Greece is trying to handle the problem now because they're stepping up and now enforcing like stronger like illegal immigrant policies, and they're deporting these individuals out of the country. So, you know, it's like America is always the leader. They got to follow the leader. So if the United States is the leader of the world, then we need to show, you know, you got to show the world and lead by example. And that's what Trump is doing. He's leading by example and getting these illegals out of here. You know, they came in here illegally and now we're supposed to care for them. Do I have to put like a Care Bear like stare? You know, remember that cartoon back in the 80s, the Care Bears? And they're like, Care Bear stare, and their little hearts comes out, and we're supposed to care for these individuals that came in here illegally and broke all our laws and came in here with diseases. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about all the diseases they came in with, like the measles that the United States did not have, and it was eradicated. But now all of a sudden, out of the blue, we have a measles outbreak. I wonder, how did that happen? I don't know. I'll wait. I'm not going to wait to Excel. That's for damn sure. It's fucking, I mean, make accountability great again.
President Trump signing an executive order to end homelessness that has taken over public streets. So let's take a look at how he aims to do this. First of all, the executive order helps push tougher laws to clear homeless camps in cities where obviously homeless people have gathered, put up tents, and prevents normal, you know, housed people, whatever, to enjoy these parks and things like that. It provides federal funding towards getting programs that helps people get off of drugs. Obviously, that's kind of the sticking point, because the vast majority of these people who are homeless are also addicted to drugs. Importantly, it's funding for drug injection sites, because of course these drug injection
sites have the money to buy the
have
drugs.
Been turned into these shooting galleries that only encourages more of this stuff. It also rolls back free housing incentives by putting in basically an agreement that if you're going to get free housing, you're going to get off of drugs. It's going to be a twin to some sort of treatment program. It also supports involuntary treatment, which is crucial if you're going to get people off the streets who don't want to get off the streets and don't want to quit drugs, either one. Now, obviously, this is an issue that Democrats have championed for a long time and failed at. Under the Biden administration, spent tens of billions of dollars, yet we saw a 33% increase in homelessness, which is why it has become such an epidemic in so many places.
28 billion.
We're talking about a lot of money going to this problem. This money is going to largely blue city places run by Democrats.
Wow,
places like
New
York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Seattle, Denver, Portland, and San Francisco, where the lion's share of these problems occur. Joining us now to discuss all of this is Seattle radio host Jason Rantz. Great to see you this morning, Jason. Thanks for joining us. So, first of all, give us an overview of how you think this executive order will actually play out.
Well, the great news about this executive order, it rejects two key strategies that the left have engaged in: harm reduction and housing first. And it all sounds great on paper and is very academic. The idea of harm reduction, for example, we're going to try to mitigate the effects of illicit substance abuse by giving someone clean equipment.
You got to get rid of all the
in order
illegals.
to keep them safe so we can get them into treatment. Except, of course, all it's meant is passing out fentanyl pipes and syringes instead of actually using that to push people into treatment. Housing first is, well, putting someone into a home before they do anything to address the underlying causes of their homelessness, which again, on paper sounds like it would work, except it's a total failure because again, all they're doing is pushing people into subsidized housing that is permanent, meaning there's no real attempt to get the person, if they're drug addicted, to get drug addiction treatment, to get detox. So instead of dying out on the streets, they end up being really expensive and dying in some subsidized housing system. They tried this in Salt Lake City, and it's been a total abject failure. And yet, instead of accepting that, they've just spread it across the country.
You know, one of the things that gets lost in this debate all the time is the fact that, you know, of course, these parks and these city streets and these sidewalks, they're designed for people to enjoy, for people residents and taxpayers to actually be able to go and sit on a park bench and smoke a cigar or do whatever you want to do, bring your children to play on the playground equipment. But you can't do it in many of these places because of this dangerous problem where you have homeless people, you have the crime that is attendant with homeless people, and then you have drug needles lying around everywhere.
Yeah, we've just ceded all of our public space to folks who aren't paying taxes, aren't contributing to society, and are just slowly dying. And it is sad, it is depressing, but it's immoral to allow these people to continue to just die on our streets when we are making a choice to allow them to stay there rather than get them the help that they need. I was taking my dog to his daycare center the other day, and they had to clean human waste off of the sidewalk right in front. It wasn't a dog, it was a human homeless person.
Yeah, it's and I think the key thing there is that there's nothing, it's heartless is what it is at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Jason Rance, thank you so much for joining
crazy.
us.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, it's Will Kane.
I just think that with the amount of money, like they said $28 billion, and the homeless rate has increased by 33%. And then it's all blue cities that are receiving this $28 billion and they haven't done nothing for the homeless. That's why I won't go to New York City. There's other places like Rochester, New York, that is full of zombies. That once the sun goes down, the creeps come out at night. That is so true. The creeps do come out at night. And prostitutes and the doblados, that I call in Spanish the los doblados, which is the bended people. They're like the bended. They always they're like this, so they're always bent over and they're always reaching for the ground, and they're doing these like shaking, they're on fentanyl, and yet no cops around, nobody to go and help them, no EMTs picking them up, taking them to hospitals or anything like that. Nope. You don't see anything of that nature. Nope. So what are they spending the money on? Because they're really not helping the problem. They're just creating more of a problem instead of coming with some kind of solution. It's just this disgusting. I experienced it myself, even growing up, like Philadelphia. Ugh, oh my goodness, a cesspool of disgustingness. Drugs, they do it right there in the street, right in front of you. They don't give a fuck. These people, they don't care. They want to get it in, and they want to zombie out. And the fact that all these transactions, they just happen right in the broad daylight. Like, it's crazy. It's not good. Is there gonna be anything that anyone could do to fix this issue? Nah, these people are far gone, and there's not enough space to put all these people in housing. Okay, if you're gonna do that, then you really need to get rid of all the illegals. Like it doesn't matter if they don't have a criminal record, and if they, they've been here for 3 decades. Like if they came in illegally and they overstayed their visas or however, whatever, they're gonna go back and they're gonna have to leave. And yeah, these people own homes and people have the cars and people have a life here, and all they've known for the past 2-3 decades is here. But you somehow you're gonna have to pay for your consequences for your dirty deeds, and that's breaking the law, overstaying your visa, or if you came in illegal, and didn't go through the process, then why should we feel bad about that or feel bad about you? It's like if you would have came in through the proper channels, and if you wanted to be a citizen the correct way, yeah, it's going to come out of your pocket, but the process, at least you did the due process, and you became a citizen. Because this gives a slap in the face to those who are actually trying to become U.S. citizens. Like, there's people that are like, they're so proud to become citizens. Like, they cry at these ceremonies of joy, of happiness. And yet you have 30 million that just snuck in here and just ran the border, and now they're in this country, and now they're causing a ruckus and destroying and causing issues, especially with ICE, and it's a big challenge. It is, because that's an invasion. That's what you call an invasion. I mean, 30 million, that's an army that came in through our borders, and now we gotta, like, literally it's turning into a fight, and you have interference. You got a lot of people, like the story with that big chick, the one that failed to mention that her husband slashed the tires of a federal agent. No, she didn't mention that. But they're racist. They're only after the brown people. Okay. You really want me to believe that story? And the fact that they gave her airtime so other people could listen to her story and listen to her about her husband. Like, yeah, let's go ahead and check out this next story. It should be interesting. Alligator Alcatraz.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing today that Homeland Security has started to fly detainees out of Alligator Alcatraz, the detention center there in the Florida Everglades. And you can see this post here on social media from the governor, as he says, "We stood up Alligator Alcatraz in just 8 days as a centralized facility for deportation staging. The facility has a 2-mile runway that allows federal military aircraft to transport illegal aliens out of the country right on site. These deportation flights operated by DHS are underway, and we will support efforts to increase cadence of the flights so that the number of illegal aliens deported keeps increasing." Here is what the governor had to say earlier on today.
This was never intended to be something where people are just held and we just kind of twiddle our thumbs. The whole purpose is to make this be a place that can facilitate increased frequency and numbers of deportations of illegal aliens. And that is the goal. And one of the reasons why this was a sensible spot is because you have this runway that's right here. You don't have to drive them an hour to an airport. You go a couple thousand feet and they can be on a plane and out of here. So I'm pleased to report that those flights out of Alligator Alcatraz by DHS have begun. The cadence is increasing. We've already had a number of flights in the last few days. We've had hundreds of illegals have been removed from here, and the federal government has a process of how they eventually do, and they've done it different ways on some of these different flights. But the reality is this provides an ability to enhance the mission to increase the number and frequency of deportations.
Again, that was Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis earlier on today. Now, if you're not too familiar with Alligator Alcatraz, it's that detention center right there for those in the country illegally to be detained until deportation. As Governor DeSantis mentioned, it was constructed in just about a week, with President Trump paying a visit and taking a tour of that facility located in the Everglades. Governor DeSantis has said if anyone tries to escape, the only thing surrounding that detention center are alligators and pythons. At today's news conference with the governor was the state's new CFO, just sworn in days ago, that is Blaise Ingoglia. He's joined us previously in his role as state senator, and he joins us now live to talk more about Alligator Alcatraz. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
All right, so first off, the big question I did want to ask you overall, do you feel that Alligator Alcatraz is living up to what you would have expected as this idea did play out and become a reality?
Yeah, and we get closer to that reality every day. The detention center was meant to be a place where somebody would have their final deportation orders, and it would be a central holding facility, and they would probably be there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks max, and then we would start shipping them back to other countries. So it's been successful. The Democrats don't like that it's successful, but it is.
How significant is it, the announcement earlier today from Governor DeSantis that detainees are being flown out by Homeland Security and deported just really weeks after this center opened?
Yeah, that's the plan. And you heard the comments there from Governor DeSantis that it's not meant to be a facility to hold illegal immigrants in perpetuity. It's meant to be a facility where we can start organizing, and a place for us to hold the illegal immigrants, especially the criminal illegal immigrants, in a place where then we can start to organize them and then start shipping them back to the country. So the idea is an illegal immigrant comes in, gets processed, gets checked, they're staying there for a couple of weeks, and then they get sent back to their country or another country, and then another illegal immigrant would take that bed, and you have this cycle where it's constantly being turned over, where new illegals are coming in and then shipped out.
I did want to ask you, because when this concept first came out, a lot of people thought that Alligator Alcatraz was just maybe a nickname for this facility, but it's the actual name. Can you explain kind of the basis behind that?
I think it's a marketing tool to show illegal immigrants that we are serious about cracking down on illegal immigration and sending you back to your home country if you do not have the legal authority to be here. The name Alligator Alcatraz probably has universal name ID here in the state of Florida. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what it's used for. And I think that will aid in a deterrent, because what illegal immigrants can do is self-deport. So they have a choice. They can self-deport, or if they get caught, when they get caught, they can be sent to Alligator Alcatraz. So in that aspect, I think we're getting the message across loud and clear.
I did want to ask you, because you were at a news conference a couple weeks ago there earlier on this month, and Democrat lawmakers were touring that facility and had a lot to say. And before I get your take, I want to play this quick soundbite here from Debbie Wasserman Schultz as she had exited that facility.
They are using cages. These detainees are living in cages. The picture you've seen don't do it justice. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans, 32 detainees per cage.
So how do you respond to those critics on the Democratic side when they're making comments like that?
It's a detention center. It's not the Four Seasons. It's not the Ritz-Carlton. These are criminal aliens who have been caught by DHS, ICE, and are sent there on final deportation orders. This is not meant to be, a weekend in paradise. So, and let us not forget, it has to resemble a jail cell. So these are the same type of facilities that were built under the Obama administration.
Understanding people have about the facility and the mission of it that you want to make sure while you're on here to kind of clear up to folks who are watching?
Well, the first thing I would say is anything that comes out of the Democrats pertaining to this facility is just absolutely false. I'm just going to make that blanket statement because I really haven't heard anything truthful come out of their mouths regarding this facility. But I think what people really need to know is that this is a facility not for taking people off of the streets and then throwing them in this facility. This is a facility that houses illegal immigrants on final deportation orders. Not one of them has gone through their process. This is the last step for them to be released.
Do you think other states are going to follow suit and do something similar?
They should. They should follow Florida's lead and build something similar, because we are not going to solve this problem unless we have an orderly fashion for people to leave. Now, it would be great if everyone self-deported and used the CBP One app or whatever app they're using to self-deport, but we know that many of them won't. The vast majority of them won't take advantage of that, a free flight back home, courtesy of the U.S. government. So this is the only way to do it. We're going to have a place where we house them before we send them back.
All right, Blaise Ngolia, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Congratulations on your new position there as Florida CFO. Anything else you want to add here before I let you go?
No, actually, I do want to. The Democrats, actually, a reporter made a point. The Democrats have been, trying to describe the facilities, and we say that they're just lying. One of the things that they were saying was that the place is so mosquito borne that you have to wear nets because the mosquitoes are so bad. So during the press conference today, there was a reporter that said that we're all sitting here and we have bug spray all over us. And I wanted to say the statement, but you're not seeing any bugs, aren't you? That's telling you that what the left is saying about the facility.
It was just weird. The internet's acting up a little bit, so bear with me. For some reason, internet is going just the energy, I guess, but that's already up and done. So go ahead and bring it back to me.
If is inaccurate.
There we go.
All right, Blaise.
The internet's just acting up around this time of the day. I don't know why. The internet just acts a little crazy. I need to get in contact with the company, the provider, the fucking internet provider, to see what the hell's going on. Because it keeps like slowing down and it's just acting weird. Sometimes the internet is acts a little weird. But let's go on to another story here. I found some stories. Let me see if I can find it. So I got, let's see. I got two stories for the tropics, but I also have. Let's go with this one here. Let's just set it up. And let me set up the other stories while I'm at it, because we're gonna watch a couple of more and two other ones before I leave, and the Tyson de la Cruz. So we got a couple of more stories to watch. I haven't watched it yet. I'm watching it for the first time with you guys. So that's what's cool, that I'm watching it with you guys. But I also have to set everything up like behind the scenes here because there's a lot of movement. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. It is Sunday, and I'm looking for what am I looking for? They're gonna identify this guy soon. I think by later on in a few hours, we should have a name of the attacker that attacked uh, Walmart shoppers. 11 injured. Like I said, 5 of them are in serious, and there's 6 of them in critical. And then they are fighting for their lives. So it's we don't know if anyone's gonna die from this event, but it's a strong possibility that someone may perish because of this attack. That's imagine you go in there to pick up a few things, and you want to just get something for maybe a cookout that you were going to do the afternoon, and you're there just grabbing some food, and the next thing you know, you're being stabbed. Like, how is that nice? I mean, that's very scary, and someone going there and stabbing people, it's not a good thing. Let me go ahead and open this one up and have it ready for us while I'm here. Okay, so we're gonna insert this one, make it big. Why does it do that? I mean, YouTube is acting so weird, like super weird. This one, let me move it out of here. Okay, so this one we're done. There is a weather. Let me get out of here because I do want to see 2 of the weather because I have a big feeling something big is coming. As far as let me put this over here. As far as like the weather's concerned, I think I think something, it's going to be a very busy wild hurricane season, and I have a feeling the United States is going to be affected pretty badly this season. Just saying, just feeling the energy. I just hope people are prepared. Oh, where is it? It's over here. There we go. Come on. See, like the computer's running a little like laggy for some reason. I don't know if it's the internet or what the hell's going on here. But let's go ahead and open this one here. Seems like a depression, tropical depression forms southeast of Hawaii. Looks like Hawaii's going to get into this. Yeah, we could check out that storm. Why not, right? Fuck it. We'll have a section for weather. With the whole Fox weather segment. That'd be cool. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Okay, so where am I going to go? Let's go with this one here. All right. I'm sorry. It just takes it's like I said, it to set everything up and then pause everything and put it in a proper setting size wise, and that I could just flow right into it. It's a whole process of doing. It's not something that is just very easy to do or quick enough. I try to do it quick, but okay. And this one, the internet's just lagging today. It's very, very, very laggy. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And I don't know why it keeps. Okay. Share this tab. Make it big. Okay. All right. I think I'm set up on all of them. So let's go to this first story. Will be this one. Let's go ahead and insert. And let's check it out together.
On your screen, a post from U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Take a look. It says the Department of Justice is suing New York City and Mayor Eric Adams for continuing to obstruct law enforcement with sanctuary city policies. If New York's leaders won't step up to protect their citizens, we will. Now, the Attorney General making some brief comments earlier this week regarding the situation. Let's take a listen.
New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. They have green light laws, meaning they're giving a green light to any illegal alien in New York where law enforcement officers cannot check their identity if they pull them over.
All right, we got
so
breaking
that was
news.
Attorney General Pam Bondi earlier this week discussing that entire situation. Joining us now to talk about this even further is a Fox 5 New York reporter, Lisa Evers. Lisa, what are we hearing in regards to the reaction coming from New York City leaders?
Well, you want to talk about a hot potato that dropped in his lap. This is what exactly has happened to Mayor Adams. He's being sued. The city council is being sued. Other departments are being sued for the sanctuary city laws, which basically the attorney general obviously is correct in what she's saying. These sanctuary city laws allow anybody to be in New York City, regardless of where they came from, regardless of what they did before they came from, regardless of what they're doing once they're actually here, and not have to turn over any information to the federal authorities. And I think that you'll hear, we've seen people protesting ICE raids, that type of thing. People are not protesting the ICE arrests of these undocumented individuals who have committed crimes over and over again, as we saw with the shooting of the Customs and Border Protection officer just about a week and a half ago. That what's happening is these sanctuary city laws allowed for the migrant abuse that took place in New York City. And you have to understand, I'll give you context from the New York City residents' point of view. You had Mayor Adams 2022 when the first buses started at the Port Authority in New York City. They're getting off. He was there to greet them. Welcome to New York, not knowing who was who. People were giving names. There was no checking for any kind of documentation of any type of ID or proof of who they actually were, saying, come to New York, welcome to New York, we're going to take care of you. And then we systematically by this influx of hundreds of thousands a week that were coming in. And yes, some were law, but were looking to start a new life. They crossed the border illegally, but they were maybe they were called asylum seekers, but there was no proof that they had actually filed any type of paperwork or made any kind of application. So what happened was the criminality that came along with it was staggering. We heard the current border czar, Tom Homan, he said a couple of years ago to the NYPD and to the mayor, we had him here on Fox 5 in New York, migrants that are committing crimes. You don't even have to bother processing them. You don't have to clog up your court system. You don't have to use taxpayer money to house them and feed them and have them go through this revolving door of criminal justice, which New York State has become under bail reform laws from several years ago. You just give them over
All right, all right. I had an issue. Something happened with StreamYard. StreamYard's acting crazy, but it just is what it is. And I had to like restart StreamYard in order to get it to run again. It's like all technology is just it's all experimental, and it just when it doesn't run right, it just doesn't run right, and you just got to deal with it. So let me get this, because I know we were going with the immigrant stuff, but there's that mass stabbing, and I wanted to hear the press conference, and I think this individual here, JLR Investigates, he has, I guess, the press conference. So let me fix this because it looks horrible. I don't know. It says 70p. Now it looks a lot more better. I don't know what's going on with technology and YouTube and everything that's happening.
Here is the hero right here. We put him up on the screen. Daniel Perry. What a Derek Perry. I'm sorry, Derek Perry. Man, that guy was that was good. That was good. So kudos to him. Maybe he'll come out and speak and share the experience. Just come, instead of running and hiding. And there was other ones too. I'm going to say there's other ones too that surrounded this madman in the parking lot outside of the Traverse City Walmart. So we're getting ready for this press conference to be played. I want to know information. I want to know who the suspect is, where'd he come from, why he did this, what he said. I don't want really lack of information. So we'll see what happens here. It is interesting. Overnight, I've been trying to dig around and try to sleuth around, try the best that we can get. All right, looks like the conference ready to get started here any second. Stand by. We got something coming up here shortly. JLR Investigates. We're going to listen in and listen into what authorities have to say and get an under.
Yeah, because I want to see the press conference.
The way I'm seeing it right now, the press conference is staff is kind of smiling there. So maybe that's a good sign that some of these victims
Let me see if they could fast forward to it. Should be somewhere around here. Sorry about that. I gotta just bring it on back. The internet's just been acting so strange today. I don't know how the sun is acting up. I always blame the sun. If you don't got nothing else to blame the sun. But as you can see, this is like, let me there we go. Let me just refresh it. Might as well. Because the internet's just acting really like it's draggy. So let me bring it back because I know it's been some time. So let me we gotta set it up here. Like the picture looks horrible. This is like, how is it gonna be auto 144p? Come on now. It's like everything's laggy. It's very laggy. No sound. What's happening?
Started here any second.
Okay, so I want to get to where the press conference starts. Like I said, just the internet's back acting a little wild here. And don't worry, I'll get it fixed somehow, some way. I'm gonna have to call the company and let them know what the hell going on. Especially with this here, why is it lagging? Let me see. It has nothing to do with the picture itself. It's just super laggy. All right, what's going on here? Okay, so I guess we're gonna be. Let me see if I could just, because I want to start it from this area. So let me refresh one more time. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but because my computer was not like this, so I should be able to go back and listen in with no problems. But apparently, there's problems because it don't want to go back for some reason. So let's see, we move it up a little bit. The picture looks a little ugh. So I try to put it at least 720p, and then whenever it pops up, it'll pop up and it'll play. It's just right now, it's just not doing anything at the moment. It's very frustrating because I think it has to do with a combination between YouTube. I don't know, StreamYard, what's going on with StreamYard, because I just had a full crash of the show. So I don't know what's going on. To be honest with you, we're living in wild times. And well, I don't know why it's not working. It should be working with no problem. Let's see if I can bring it back a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't want to work. That's incredible. I never had this problem before, and now I am. So we'll save that for later, I guess. Yeah, man, I really want to see that. It's like, what is going on with this channel? Yeah, you can. Let's see, I can fast forward it a little bit. Something's definitely wrong with this. Is it not working? Because the chat's working fine. It seems like it's YouTube. It's just a little weird right now. Everything should be stable. Everything's good. Why is it not playing? I don't know. Because I refresh it. It'll start working when I refresh it, but I wanted to hear the whole press conference. This is the only guy that I see that's actually reporting on it. Okay, so I did get it to work. There's something going on, it's like cooties going on anyways. The cooties behind the scenes are messing up everything, but let's listen into this.
First of all, thank you for all being here.
You see, it's the internet or it's YouTube. One of the two. I don't know.
Please be patient with us. It's been a long
I'm
night.
not patient right now.
With us, we have our field services captain, Brandon Brinks, Grand Traverse County prosecutor, Noel Mogenberg, Munson Medical Center president.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. And that sucks. That really sucks because I think that's YouTube. And the internet, I don't know. It's not my fault. I don't know what the hell's going on with this. So, damn, we're gonna have to watch it later then. Don't know what's happening there.
President
There you go.
Joe Hershey and Munson Medical Center.
Yeah. You see, it just keeps doing this little circle thing. Yeah, I don't know if I could watch it like that though. That's just I'm gonna pause it, see if it loads up. At least that we could hear it and clearly. I'm gonna get off of here soon anyway, so they need to hurry up. If not, I'm gonna go to the next story. I just wanted to know who the people that got stabbed. You know, who were they? Let's see.
July 26th of 2025 at 4:43 p.m., Central Dispatch began receiving calls stating that there was a man with a knife inside the Walmart store in Garfield Township, Grand Traverse County, Michigan, actively stabbing people. A Grand Traverse County Sheriff's deputy was near the location and arrived at 4:46 p.m. At the time of the deputy's arrival, multiple citizens, including one who was armed with a pistol, were confronting the male suspect in the parking lot and preventing him from harming further people and leaving. The deputy took the suspect into custody without further incident. During the incident, 11 individuals were injured by the suspect. The weapon used was a folding knife with a 3.5-inch cutting blade. Would you like to put that up?
Oh, so they do got graphs, like we discussed. Look.
Was immediately provided to the victims by responding law enforcement, citizens, and other emergency responders. The victims were then transported to Munson Medical Center for further treatment. Included in the victim list was one Walmart employee. The injured individuals are as follows: one 70-year-old male, one 84-year-old female, one 82-year-old male, one 29-year-old female, one 80-year-old female, one 67-year-old female, one 38-year-old male, one 39-year-old male, one 65-year-old female, one 40-year-old male, and one 55-year-old
What the
male.
hell?
Literally, it's like 8 elderly people.
Wow.
The suspect, who has been identified as 42-year-old Bradford James Gilly of Afton, Michigan.
There he is, Bradford.
Arrested and transported to Grand Traverse County Jail, where he will remain pending formal charges and arraignment.
He does look a little
Requested
Muslim.
charges will be as follows: 1 count of terrorism. Of assault with intent to murder. Mr. Gilly's history shows prior assaultive incidents as well as controlled substance violations. A motive has not yet been determined. Additional
Is he
information
illegal?
gathered indicates that Mr. Gilly had entered Walmart at 4:10 p.m. and remained in the store
Gilly.
until the incident
That
occurred.
definitely sounds not from here.
I'd like to thank all that were involved, including but not limited to the Michigan State Police, Traverse City Police Department, Leelanau County Sheriff's Office, Antrim County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, Munson Medical Center, Mobile Medical Response, Metro Fire, East Bay Ambulance, Grand Traverse County Emergency Manager. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and their families, and we will provide further updates when additional information is available. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Noelle.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for being here. Let you know that my office has been extremely impressed with the outpouring and the communication and cooperation between the agencies involved in this case. Wanted also to let you know that for community, there's going to be a community counseling center, which will allow free counseling to any community members, which we try to do whenever there is an act of terrorism. So free counseling to all community members affected by the incident at Walmart yesterday. That's going to be at.
Oh no! All right. Well, they're just going through. This is a news conference, so I'm just not going to continue on with this one. It is what it is. I mean, feel bad for those who had to go through this mess. You know, I kept envisioning things like this happening. I'm cutting that off. But there's a lot of wild things happening. Just stay away from large crowds and it's just a weird time right now in this, and where we're at in time. This is really creepy. But let's go to the tropics real quick. I want to get a couple of weather reports in here, so you guys could so we could watch it together because I haven't seen it yet. So, is it this one? Yeah, let's go ahead and watch this one. If we could get sound on here, what's going on here? YouTube is driving me crazy, man.
Going on in the tropics, potentially over in the Atlantic Basin. So what you're looking at right now is a couple of runs of different models. What this tells us, well, you can see it's pretty spread out, models are differing, but what this basically tells us is things are waking up. There is a little bit of action going on in the Atlantic, or at least there could be in the near future. So looking here at our satellite in dust, I mean, obviously you can see that the dust is there. It's on the lower end, though. We're starting to see.
Oh, Lord, the internet. Oh, no. Is it the internet or the YouTube? I've never had this problem. It can't be my internet. That's wild. That is wild. I don't know what's going on today. Well, I'll make it quick and simple. And it seems like it is the internet for some, I don't know what's going on here. But it's weird times. I tell you right now, there is a system that's going to come off of Africa, and this is the time of the year, like August. This is when the tropics starts waking up, and these systems. I feel like I think differently from people, and I know this, but I feel like they manipulate these storms over Africa. And what I mean by manipulation, cloud seeding. I believe they have, and they will, and they continue to cloud seed the systems over Africa. And with that, it helps the systems mature quicker and become monsters. It's something experimental. They also radiate sounds like vibrations into these systems. Um, I've known that they tried lasers before, like lasering like the systems, but I believe they really do cloud seed these systems, and sometimes these systems have they just have a mind of their own. They're gonna develop, and it's gonna impact certain areas, and a lot of people are gonna die, and it's just what part of life if you live anywhere in the east coast of the United States and the Gulf of Mexico too. Like Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, everything, whatever you want to call it at this point. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we got more like bigger problems than renaming things. I mean, especially, Gulf of America. I mean, who like it doesn't matter. It really, to me, it's like that's the least of the problems that we have. I just feel like this tropical season is going to be very, very interesting, and I think is going to be manipulated systems out there that you could get a drone to do it. You could fly a high drone up there, and you could cloud seed systems and manipulate them to become monsters. And yeah, prove me different. I mean, I just feel that they do that. They they're not going to tell you, but I feel like these storms are manipulated. But let's see if Tyson's. I don't know how my internet is acting crazy today. I don't even know if it's gonna let me see the Tyson properly. It's like, what's going on here? I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. Because the internet looks strong. So to me, it's just, I'm more clueless than anything. I was just checking real quick, see what's going on. I think it should be good. But maybe the company is just maybe the weather did something, because it was like the weather did come like down like crazy here, and it wasn't good. And this morning was really heavy rains, so I don't know if it did something that it was very windy too. Maybe a line or something, an internet line maybe fell, or things are just really slow at the moment. But I'm gonna wrap it up and get going. I may come back on this evening because I want to get more into the weather. Maybe the internet will be much better at that time. It's a risky thing, but we'll see. I'll try to come back on tonight and do at least like an hour or something, or an hour or two, because I always say an hour and it ends up being 2 hours. But I think that my fitting time is like 2 hours. I mean, a few shows went to like the 3 hour mark, and now it takes a lot out of me. It's nice to see I'm capable to do at least 3.5 hours, but I'm dead, usually dead after that show. It's like I'm literally going straight to bed and I'm knocking out, because it takes a lot of my spine and my neck, and it's painful. You see me moving around here, it's just I'm trying to find comfort. It's not good. I don't feel too good today. I feel achy, and I know it's because of the weather, and it just sucks. But I'll be all right. It just neck is crazy. Protect yourself, everyone. Like in all causes, like protect your head, protect your neck, protect all your body. Cherish your body, treat it as your temple. And for me, it was an accident that just I had no control. It was like so it happened so fast. So there's nothing I could have really have done. So it is what it is. So with that said, I want everyone to have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And I'll catch you on the flip side. And I'll be back on later on, because I want to go through the weather. We still got to watch Tyson De La Cruz show that he did. He did another entry last night that I would like to watch, and much more. So bear with me today. Try to come back. I hope for I would say anywhere between 7 and 8. I'll come back on here. It's just can't guarantee either, but I want to come back at least for an hour or two to go over through those videos, and then we hopefully the internet will be much better. It's crazy times. Look at all the crazy things that are happening. It is what it is, right? It's crazy. But I feel bad for the people who got stabbed, man, because that's not right. Those are innocent people, and then a lot of them were seniors. So it's like that's crazy. Like, how can you stab a senior? Like, who in the right mind would stab a senior? And this guy is a Muslim thing, and this is like a terrorist attack. But they did charge him with a terrorist attack. Like, this is a terrorist attack. This could be much bigger, and that's why they didn't release the name right away. But they did put out the name. If you go back and re-listen, rewatch, you'll listen to his name and the all the people that he stabbed, the ages. It went like from 32. I heard something like 70 something. Like it was like all range of ages. Like it was like, what the hell? I heard a 40-year-old got stabbed too. That's nuts. All right, guys. I'll be back later and we'll continue this. We'll continue later tonight. Peace for now. Bye.